And well, they're definitely getting a helping hand here from a current player on their team, that being Reaves. A guy that many Laker fans seem to want to trade away or are not happy with, but he definitely is helping out the team nonetheless and kind of going on a recruiting mission at the moment. If you haven't seen yet, he was caught working out with two current free agents, one of which being Jake LaRavia, a player that was traded to the Sacramento Kings from the Memphis Grizzlies, and then restricted free agent Sharpe, a guy we've talked about here on the channel and a potential good backup center or potentially starting center for a team like the Lakers if they could get him. And well, the common connection between them is the fact that they share the same agent, that being Aaron Riley of AMR Agency, the common agent by both Austin Reaves, Jake LaRavia, and Sharpe, who again do happen to be free agents in regard to LaRavia and Sharpe. So those three working out together in the midst of both LaRavia and Sharpe entering free agency might be very telling of where they want to go or where their agent might want them to go, with the player they're currently working out with and on the team that player is currently on, that being Austin Reaves and the LA Lakers. And like I said, Austin Reaves has been working out with and even hanging out with both Jake LaRavia and Sharpe. And well, the common connection between them is the fact that they share the same agent, that being Aaron Riley of AMR Agency, the common agent by both Austin Reaves, Jake LaRavia, and Sharpe, who again do happen to be free agents in regard to LaRavia and Sharpe. So those three working out together in the midst of both LaRavia and Sharpe entering free agency might be very telling of where they want to go or where their agent might want them to go, with the player they're currently working out with and on the team that player is currently on, that being Austin Reaves and the LA Lakers. But do the Lakers have the funds to get them? What are they projected to be paid in free agency? And what is their current free agent outlook? Well, beginning with Sharpe, as we've talked about him before, so I won't go too far in depth here. Like I said though, is a restricted free agent, and that will make it more difficult to get him, especially with the Lakers likely not being able to make a sign and trade. If LeBron would take a pay cut, then they would be able to make one. If you're not familiar with the CBA and how it affects sign and trades, you can't make a sign and trade, at least not get a player through a sign and trade, unless you're under the first apron. And while the Lakers currently are, by roughly $3.5 million, so not very much, they won't be unless LeBron takes that pay cut, or maybe some other player would take a pay cut, though it's not very likely. So apart from that, the most they could offer Sharpe would be their tax pyramid level exception, worth roughly $5.7 million next season, can be offered up to a 2-year contract, so it would amount to roughly 2 years, $12 million total, but I'm not sure that would be enough to pry him away from the Brooklyn Nets. I mean, maybe it would be, that would definitely be a really good get for them. I think I would prefer him over both Brook Lopez and Clint Capella, both from an age standpoint and then even a production standpoint. Maybe not quite up to Brook Lopez, maybe not quite up to Capella in regard to rebounding or being a lob threat, but with him only being 23 and still being very productive in his own right, I would be very interested in Sharpe. And well, hopefully he shares the same mutual feeling here too. Coming off a season of averaging roughly 8 points per game, 7 rebounds per game, and only 18 minutes per game, translating to roughly 14 rebounds per 36. That's on his career, 13 per 36 last season. So very impressive, absolute dog around the rim, very physical player. I often compare him to a younger version of Andre Drummond, and for good reason too. Then in regard to efficiency, shot 52.1% from the field, not bad but not great for a big, and then attempted a few 3-point shots too, knocking them down at a fairly underwhelming 24.4% clip, but I like the fact that he's not afraid to take them and is trying to develop a 3-point shot. Up until this point, has attempted 78 total 3-point shots, making 23 of them, knocking them down at a 29.5% clip, so there might be some potential here with him. Is a decent free throw shooter and actually is coming off his best free throw shooting season, shooting roughly 75% from the free throw line, and for a big man that does typically indicate shooting potential, or at least having a good soft touch. I like Sharpe's shooting outlook. Whether that ever comes or not, I do like it, and even like what he has to currently offer as a traditional big man too. Like I said, maybe not as good of a lob threat compared to Capella, but a pretty decent lob threat in his own right. Is a good pick and roll partner, definitely knows how to get good positioning around the rim, is a very good screen setter, with his very wide frame and again physical nature, definitely can do that. Then is a decent vertical athlete, not going to call him an elite vertical athlete or an elite lob threat, but is a decent one. And then in regard to cleaning up the mess again, getting offensive rebounds and simply keeping the ball alive for your team is very good at doing that. Averaging roughly 3 offensive rebounds in only 14.5 minutes per game on his career, translating to roughly 6 of them per 36 minutes, and that's absolutely insane. Again, kind of like a younger mini Andre Drummond, so I really do like Day'Ron Sharpe. However, unfortunately again, I kind of doubt it. I doubt the Nets let him go for only a 2-year contract worth roughly $12 million, and that is the most Lakers could offer him, barring them getting under the first apron. So unless Aaron Riley, again his current agent, somehow works some magic with him and gets him to the LA Lakers, I kind of don't see it happening. Now they definitely could revisit trying to get him at the trade deadline or maybe sometime in the future, but barring them getting under the first apron, which again is not likely without a LeBron pay cut or Rob Pelinka working some payroll magic, then it's not very likely to get him in free agency, unfortunately. But I think that'll pretty much do it for this one. And if you enjoyed the video, then I'll greatly appreciate it if you dropped a like, subscribe to the channel if you have not already, and hit that notification bell to never miss out when I upload a video. But as always, thank you for watching and have a great day or night.